Every night, the maintenance man would move them, and the next day the girls would put them back. Finally, the principal decided that something had to be done. So she called all the girls to the bathroom and met with them there with the maintenance man. She explained that all these lip prints were causing a major problem for the custodian, who had to clean the mirrors every night. Well, to demonstrate how difficult it had been to clean the mirrors, she asked the maintenance man to show the girls how much effort was required. So he took out a long-handled squeegee, dipped it in the toilet, cleaned the mirror with it, and since then there's been no lip prints on the mirror.
That's a pretty good story.
And after that, there's this thing. You know, there are teachers, and of course there are educators. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that. And I think that's the main thing that we want to look at is that we, the citizens, are the educators. We have those who are sitting in the ivory towers, as I might want to say, in Oklahoma City, who are trying to make decisions for education. And they're using this saying, well, we're doing what's best for our children. I'm sorry, I'm a parent. And if you come up and tell me how I'm going to raise my child and tell me how my child is going to learn, we're going to have some problems there. And I think that's what we're missing the boat on. Is that in education, they're telling us, the parents, the citizens, on how to raise our children. And our children's education is important in one way. And this is why I look at it is, it's the driving force of our economics in our state of Oklahoma. What we're doing is, by doing this, is we're taking these kids and we're teaching them, and another thing they're saying, we got to have state mandated tests. I'm sorry, as a teacher, I do not like it. Why? Here's the simple thing. You have to pass 4 out of 7 state tests. And we're teaching these kids how to fill in a boat. And as a teacher, I'm sitting here and I was like, okay, wait a minute. Where is the creativity? Where is the imagination should be going on in the classroom? How many of y'all are teachers or have been teachers? How important is creativity and imagination in the classroom?
Right, but they can't do it.
Why can't they do it?
Because they don't have to. Mom and Dad will do it for them.
Exactly. And what do we need to do as teachers when we give them the test? And we were trying to prepare them for a test. What are we teaching them? We're teaching them to the test. We're not teaching them to be creative and imaginative. And through that, what we're looking for is innovation. And through the creativity and imagination leads to innovation, which leads to our driving force of the economics of the state of Oklahoma. And the other thing is that we need to recruit and retain our quality teachers. I know when I started in '96, it's like I was really excited. Man, I have a real job, I'm going to make a real big salary. I get that first paycheck, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, where'd it go? There wasn't much there, and it's still that way today. I've been there 14 years and I still get my paycheck to this day, and it's just like, okay, I've got to pay my house payment, car payments, I've got to pay insurance, and okay, I've got groceries, but we're not really rewarding our teachers. And our teachers are the ones who are teaching our children. And that's what we need to do. We need to recruit, we need to retain them. And the other thing too is regional pay. How many of y'all like when y'all play games? Y'all like to come in last? No, we want to do what? We want to be first, don't we? Well, the thing is that we want to be number 1, don't we? There you go. And here's the thing. Where are the teachers at as far as pay goes? We're way down there. So if we're going to be, supporting our education in the state of Oklahoma, we want to push to make sure what? That we are number 1. There you go. That's the main thing right there. Every child is a graduate. I have a real problem with the situation that we're having here. We got into, I tell you what, one of my counselors and I, we had a very spirited debate the other day in school, and she wanted to move all these kids into college-oriented classes. And as a teacher, we all know that not every child could be more ready for those college prep courses. We need to have 2 tracks. We need to have a career track, and we need to have those who are going to college. And we had a spirited debate on that. And what the deal is we're ranking low in what? Our children graduating. And how are we going to get that up? First of all, this is how I look at it. We need to reduce the state mandated tests back to the federal level that we need to make sure that the children are successful so that they feel like they can have an education and they feel that they can graduate with diplomas to be proud of. I mean, how many of y'all, when you were in school, and I know I was, school was fun. Y'all remember that? You know, it's like, oh man, I can't wait to go to school because I gotta see some. Well, you know, some of us do, and some of us don't. It was fun. It was fun. We had a good time going. After you graduate from school, what's the first thing you say when you graduate from school? And I see it from my kids to this day, some of them anyway. They come back and say, boy, I wish I was back. Okay, you don't see that anymore. You really don't. You have a few, far and few between that are coming back saying, I want to come back to school. Well, we're leaving a bad taste in their mouth because we are making these kids, or not making these kids, we're not giving them any excitement. We're alienating them in education. And that's what we've got to stop doing. I mean, you know, here's another thing that you hear, is that we're still teaching like we did 50 years ago, but yet we have a House Bill 1017 that was passed, that we're supposed to have all these major reforms. How can someone say that we're still teaching like we did 50 years ago, trying to push these reforms? Well, 1017's been watered down so much now that we're not really pushing, you know, we're not doing the reforms. I have 35 in my classroom for 2 hours a day. High school kids. Freshmen through seniors, and that's an interesting bunch. I mean, you know, and when we should have our classrooms to what, 20 is manageable. You know, you can do it, but we're pushing it.